Three, two, one. Greetings, everybody. Hello, my beauties. How you doing, fellow Blues? The Mr. Archer here. Predicted lineup time. Well, we'll go through the predicted lineup of what I think Marco Silva is probably going to do, and this isn't, an unlikely thing. And then we're going to do what I would do in all my years upon years of football analysis. Game after game, hour after hour, year after year of watching it. This is what I would do. And we'll get into that next. So, the predictable lineup, except for one thing. Predicted lineup, if you're a reasonable person, that Marco Silva seems to be. You're going to take on board a whole lot of different factors. And one of these factors is that certain players, and one in particular, may be doing the job that you put him in the team for, but home at Sheffield United, this player is not needed whatsoever. Okay, so let's just go through the lineup. Let us start with in goal. Oh, look, it's Jordan Pickford. Easy one. He's never going to be dropped, right? Unless he's going to get injured, he won't play. Get some red card, won't play. But other than that, it's going to take a severe dip in form or something for him to be dropped. So, yep, there's that. Right back, I'm going with Seamus Coleman. Most people would go with Seamus Coleman. I think if he has a somewhat subpar performance, he may be at risk of losing his Premier League spot, because I'm sure that Djibril Sidibe is going to play versus Sheffield Wednesday in the Cup. So if Seamus underperforms in this game against Sheffield United for any reason, because he's not had a great season, obviously, and Sidibe plays versus Sheffield Wednesday and looks decent, offers what Seamus used to offer, but do it at a more fast pace. Maybe do something else from the right back position, because we all know what Seamus does. Maybe be effective going forward on the offensive side of the ball, but maybe in a slightly different way. Who knows? But Seamus Coleman at right back. In the center, obviously, we're going to have Yerry Mina. What else can we do? Mason Holgate's not going to play in the Premier League unless something dire and disastrous happens. So Mina and Keane. Right, so, centre-back pairing usually should be, unless you're woefully inadequate at the back, which we are borderline inadequate at the back. We're not inadequate, we are skilled, we are talented, we can get a job done. We've seen it, the back end of last season, other points during last season. Seen it in certain games, here we had a clean sheet versus Crystal Palace, we had a clean sheet versus Watford, so, not abysmal that we have a crisis at centre back. We have a crisis for depth at centre back. Don't get me wrong there. We do. So Mason Holgate's not going to play, obviously. We're not going to call up Lewis Gibson from the under 21s or under 23s or anything like that. So that's the back pairing again. I'm expecting them to have a decent game. We're at home, so you expect the levels of concentration, of passion, of all that stuff is going to come out. So unless any player has a horrendous game, and all of our statistics are off. Like we're below 50%. Below 50% in possession, or if we're below, certain metrics when it comes to what we usually average. But no, that's not going to happen. Sheffield United are going to go home losers, and so that's our centre back pairing. Obviously, also on the left, Luca Dean. Been a 6.5, 7 out of 10 all season. Does what he's supposed to do, or what he's in the team for. He's always dangerous from set pieces and free kicks, obviously. Gets forward, links up play with whoever's playing on that side, whether it's Iwobi, whether it's Bernard. Doesn't matter. We all know what Luca Dean is. Best left back in the league. One hand down. Not completely hands down best left back, but one hand firmly planted, with the other one looming and ready to come in for two hand. Yeah. And then we get into the midfield, which is, here's what we're going to do. This man, obviously, has to play. And yeah, we're going with the 4-2-3-1. That's what's predictable about this, right? So, Fabian Delph, Mr. We're all fucking shit today. So, we better not be on Saturday, let's just say that. And then, obviously, this man's going to play. Gylfi Sigurdsson's going to play. I'll get to my prediction and what I would do in a little bit. So that's the regular 2. And here's where it comes. I say that Silva should be reasonable. Should take a look at stuff. No one is not a player not needed in the team. And if you take a player out of the team, you want to bring in a player that's going to hype the crowd. That's going to get even the team ready to go. To offer something different, but from there. So without further ado, Tom Davies has to play Marco Silva. I know you're not watching this, but Marco, whoever, I'm not going to bang on the desk because my microphone's sensitive, but Tom Davies has to play at home in front of the Goodison's faithful, hometown lad, been out in the cold, only been on the bench, was captain last season. Been in the media quite a bit, or we're talking with pundits and on all the Everton stuff. Tom Davies this, Tom Davies that. Marco said some things about where he plays in his position. Says if he keeps working hard, all that good stuff. But Tom has to play instead of Morgan Schneiderlin cannot play in this game. He can, obviously, physically he can, but if you want to take some not negativity, but you want to take some more defensive-minded, simple, tactical play out of your team, because we don't need it. We don't need 2 holding midfielders at home to Sheffield United. I'm telling you we don't. And we can't have it. So Schneiderlin out, bring in Tom, carrying the ball, more on the offensive side. And guess what? Here's what we can do too. If Tom comes in and absolutely stinks the joint up, like just steaming vapors coming off of him like a pile of dung, some people will say, the Tom lovers, and I'm a Tom liker. Let's just say I think he's got potential. I think there's a decent, high quality Premier League player in there. Just signed a new deal. Brands likes him, Silva likes him, all that stuff. But there's going to be the lovers who are already pissed and already upset that he hasn't played every single game for the past, year and a half or so. There are lovers, of Tom Davies, so they're not going to like it. But they will like it. They'll say, "Oh, well, Tom's been out in the cold for a while. Tom's not prepared. Tom hasn't got the minutes." And if he has a bad game, and then, or you can have the Tom lovers will also win, because if he has a great game and has an assist, maybe a goal, boss in the midfield, then they'll say, "Oh, well, he should have been in the team all this time. Silva's a complete nonce. Get Silva out. Schneiderlin, crap. What did Tom do? Sleep with Marco's wife or sister or daughter or something? That way he's not in the team." None of that stuff. But the Tom likers, if he does have a stinker and he does not play well, or he's just kind of average, or just does what Schneiderlin does, any of that, I'll say, okay, Tom, I'm not buying the no minutes. I'm not buying the first team action this season. I'm not buying any of that. You're a professional footballer. You play with these lads all the time. You've played with this team before. Look who you got. You got your back 4 from last season, Tom, when you were playing, right? Mina was out for a little bit, and all that. Seamus was out for a little bit. But overall, Sigurdsson's with you. Richarlison will be on the right-hand side, which I guess I'll throw him in right now. Right, bam, Richie's around you. So look who you've got around you. Sigurdsson, Richie, Coleman, everyone. Don't tell me Tom Davies can't play in that team. So if he has a shit game, he has a shit game, and maybe Marco, well, if Gomez is out, flips the coin and picks between Davies and Schneiderlin. But even if Davies did have a shit game, I would still start him the next Premier League game if Gomez is out. This is all based on Gomez being out. Gomez is out. Gomez is in. We'll just do it that way. But as long as Andre Gomez, or as long as there's a choice to have to play one of Schneiderlin and Davies all day, anytime this option comes up for the rest of the season, Marco. Gracias, senor. Thank you. On the left, I think what he's going to do, it's going to be Iwobi, and then up top, Moise Kean. That's the predicted lineup, I guess, right? Or you could, you could make a case, which I would make a case for Bernard in there. Either or, I think it offers you just as much threat. Different type of player, obviously, different height, different strength, different weight, but both offer incredible offensive options and capabilities, coming inside, going down the wing, link up play with Luka Dean and Sigurdsson. So the potential's all there. So it doesn't matter if you play Iwobi or if you play Bernard. Either way, I'm thinking it's more likely going to be this. Anyway, that was a long-winded way of saying it's just going to be the basic team you've seen over the past couple of weeks, and tactics and strategy and formation that you've already come to see. So, sorry to waste your time for the 8 minutes or whatever it was that I just took to do that, but there you go, there's the team. Most of you can think about that. However, are you ready? Are you ready? Here's what I would do. What I would do! Okay, first of all, gone. You're holding us back, Siggy, from what we want to do. Okay, yeah, we might have to take a risk by leaving you out the team with all the goals that you contributed last season. This, however, is a new season. You've only scored, a penalty versus Lincoln in the Cup. You've got 1 assist, and I think that was in the Lincoln game too. You're not doing it. You're not pulling the strings. You're not puppet master in there. You're not Xavi. You're not Iniesta. You're not David Silva. That's not what you are. Yeah, sure, you've got a great shot on you, and yeah, sure, we all like you, who doesn't? Beautiful human being. However, get out. Okay, so the back four stays the same, and this stays the same. Okay, but here's what I do. Just put Delph there. Now we're going to put Delph back here a little bit. One holding midfielder-ish. Tom Davis. Out here. Alex Iwobi. Nope, that's Bernard. Alex Iwobi. Right here. You guys can push on now. Bernard, you can push on too. This is what I would do. 4-3-3. Okay? This will work better if we could put Gomez in for Davis, but that's not an option. But here's what I would do. If I wanted to kill a whole bunch of birds with just one tiny pebbly stone, and I guess managers shouldn't think about it, right? They shouldn't think about, what can I do to placate the supporters? What can I do to placate to the pundits that I'm changing, that I'm learning, that I'm adapting, that we want to be more offensive, we want to give Evertonians the style of football that they come to demand and to expect from us, both home and away. Bam, 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 on their bums from the start of the game, getting in the tackles, putting them on the back foot, getting the crowd into it. Siege bits the siege, just balls in from the left, balls in from the right, corners coming in. Winning free kicks around the area. Getting opportunities on goal, shots on target within the first 5 to 10 minutes. Pepper them, pepper them with it. That's what we want to see. So give it to us, okay? And if it fails, come out in one of the press conferences and just say, you know what, I did something really, really stupid last week when we lost 4-1 at home to Sheffield United. That's not going to be discovered. Let's just say that happened. I listened to people on Reddit. I listened to people on TalkSpot. I listened to all the Evertonian fan channels, both big and small. I read all the apps, I read all the news stories, and I thought, you know what, fine, if that's what you want, if you want me to go to my preferred position of 4-3-3, you want me to play Tom Davis, you want me to drop Gylfi Sigurdsson, you want Schneiderlin to be nowhere near the team, is this what you want? Okay, here you go, 4-3-3, and this is what I'm offering. This is what I am offering for tomorrow. If anybody can get this to Marco, if anybody can get this anywhere, this is what I'm offering for tomorrow. Back four, solid. Delph, sitting in the middle, holding back. Okay, and people may say switch Bernard and Iwobi, but I would prefer Bernard to completely switch. They could interchange, that's the way it would work. But if we were going to play this formation, I'd rather have Bernard high up the pitch, because I think he's better at stretching him and more technically gifted to win corners or find space in a tight situation. So, down in the corner, all that good stuff. Iwobi a little farther back because he can cut inside, he can play as a number 10. Both him and Bernard can, obviously. But I just think it'd be a little better for Iwobi to be in there, just to have a little bit of more steel in the center of the park when we have to kind of collapse and bring it in. Tom Davis on the right, that would usually be Andre Gomez, but Tom Davis, could do a job out there. Everyone says he wants to play, he could play right back. So put him on the right-hand side as a half, how you play that position, kind of a half winger, kind of a half defender. Put Tom in there, give him some freedom, give him the space to run into, because he can come inside too. Most of these players that we have here, Richarlison, Tom, Iwobi and Bernard, they can all interchange. If Bernard and Richarlison swapped, there'd be nothing wrong with that. If Iwobi and Richarlison swapped, there'd be nothing wrong with that. Maybe Tom going to where Bernard is, but he's not really to interchange that much. But maybe Iwobi is the more central and higher person in there. Iwobi, when we switch formation, switch formation, we switch tactics, where we've got possession and all that. Iwobi come in, play a traditional number 10 or hold that position when we're not in possession of the ball. Tom can just drop in to be there with Delph, so it could technically be a 4-2-1-3 when we're coming back, force them to the outside, shepherd them in the middle of the park, or we just collapse and we play the 4 and then we have like 3 in front, so it's just basically a back 7, leaving maybe Richarlison hanging around, coming back also, or Bernard. They come back at different times. Then you've got Moise Ken and another player ready to pounce for the counter attack or from the long ball from Pickford. That's what I would do. Put quite a bit of thought into this. Also, I've been playing some PES. And by the way, Jeff Thompson, thank you for your inspiring words of wisdom. Watching me play PES. Be slow in or what do you want to call it? Pussyfooting around, shooting hard, passing hard, crossing hard, all that stuff. Coached me, mentored me, told me to change formation. We picked a formation not too dissimilar to this one right here, except, and if we were going to play a 4-3-3, okay, this is getting long a little bit. If we were going to play a regular 4-3-3, where Tom is, that's Gomez. Where Delph is, that's Gabamin. Where Iwobi is, that would be Delph for me, unless Iwobi, either or, Iwobi or Delph. But if it's Delph, then Iwobi goes up there, Bernard on the bench, or one of either Iwobi and, Richarlison. With Bernard and Iwobi. Either way, but that's what I would do. And then the front 3, and you can even change it up to, have Dominic Calvert-Lewin in there too. But if I was going to change formation to suit Dominic Calvert-Lewin, I would actually play a 4-4-2, and people might not want to see that, but I'd play like Dominic Calvert-Lewin up top with Richarlison, have Gabamin, Delph, Gomez, Iwobi, or Bernard for Iwobi, and then you just play a 4-4-2. If you want to play that, just so there's somebody that when Dom holds the ball up, there's somebody close to him, doesn't have to come in from out on the wings to be there. He can, Richarlison can just kind of hang around the vicinity of the 18-yard box, get drop downs, or do it with Bernard up there, and then Richarlison on the So it can all work. But this is what I would do against Sheffield United, and you're probably watching this Saturday morning, hopefully, maybe not before the game starts. But this is what I would do on Saturday, today, if I was going to do it. So thank you very much, everybody. I'm going to post this, and I'm going to go right into making the predicted lineups. And it's usually the media's predicted lineups. That's just what we're going to go with. Media's always right. Game of Everton versus Sheffield United on PES 2020. Be sure to check it out. And if you're new and you liked what you saw, you like what you heard, you like what you smelled, give us a like, give us a subscribe. And if you don't, well, I'm sorry, I'm just not your cup of tea. See you soon.